Alright guys, I got one question. What if there was actually an IMF? Okay, like how awesome would that be if there was a secret organization taking care of impossible missions? I mean, like, sign me up, alright? Who do I get my resume to? Okay, I'm ready. Okay, I'm set. I want to go out there, man. I wanna do one of these missions. Awesome. I'd probably get killed if I actually did that. Anyway, hey there guys, what's up? It's Autobot Mike 18 here, back with another movie review. Guys, in this video, I am going to be reviewing the 5th and newest installment in this extremely long ongoing series of movies. And of course, guys, you know what it is. I just reviewed the first 4 movies of this series the last few weeks to get prepared for Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. That's right, guys. I watched Mission Impossible Rogue Nation today, and I am here to give you my thoughts on it. And yes, I updated my resume. I'm going to send it in somewhere so I can get into the IMF, because I want to. Guys, just have a really quick disclaimer before I keep going any further in this video. I know a lot of you guys are probably like, why is he talking so weird, and what's wrong with your face? Looks like you got knocked out by someone, like someone seriously beat the hell out of you on your right side. I just had oral surgery on Monday, guys. I had 4 wisdom teeth removed. Yeah, ow. And that's why I haven't given you guys any newer videos. Like the last 2 videos I uploaded were my reviews for MI3 and 4. And I got those reviews up because I had already shot the reviews. I literally could not get in front of a camera and film a review from Monday till Thursday. Thankfully, the swelling and everything started to go down in time for me to review Rogue Nation. But I could not get in front of a camera. I couldn't speak. My face was a disgrace. I looked like Mike Wazowski in Monsters University when they did the first event. And they threw like the glow-up purple balls, and like their face, their whole bodies exploded and looked, stretched out. That was my face. Nevertheless, guys, I'm starting to feel a little bit better, but I just wanted to make that known. Sorry for my physical appearance right now in this video. I wisdom teeth suck. Anyway, guys, yes, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, getting into the movie itself. I actually got really excited for Mission Impossible Rogue Nation going into the movie, mainly because I really enjoyed watching the first 4 Mission Impossible movies. I caught up on all of them. If you would like to check out my thoughts on all of those reviews, they're all up on my channel for Mission Impossible 1 to 4. I think it's a really great series, and I got really excited for Rogue Nation because of it. I'm glad I got to watch all the films before Rogue Nation came out. Now, guys, with Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, getting into the plot, the film is set, I would say, about a year after the events of Ghost Protocol, and Tom Cruise once again is reprising his role as Ethan Hunt, and he is on the move. He is trying to track down the very dangerous Syndicate. Now, we first got wind of this Syndicate at the end of Ghost Protocol. That was the mission that was sent to him in the end of the last movie. And we realized this was going to be Ethan Hunt's newest threat. So yes, as this movie opens, he is hunting down the Syndicate. They're basically like a rogue terrorist organization that is explained a lot better towards the latter half of the movie. Like, for the first half, we're just like, okay, we get it. As Jeremy Renner sums up in the beginning of the movie, they're the anti-IMF. And yes, they are the anti-IMF, but they have a lot more backstory, and it's explained very well in the last half of the movie. I'm not going to explain it here because I don't want to ruin it or spoil anything. So Ethan Hunt is hunting them down. Of course, they have one sole terrorist leader, and at the same time, complications are arising because back in the States, a CIA director, played by Alec Baldwin, as well as Jeremy Renner's character, William Brandt, are going before a Senate who would like to shut down IMF for all of their actions in Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. They were this close to saving the world, but it caused alarm, and the whole thing with the Kremlin blowing up and all that. So the Impossible Missions Force has been shut down, and Ethan is basically on his own this time. He's on the run, kind of, again. And he's got to find out who the Syndicate is, pretty much. And that is the main premise going into Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Now, one of the coolest things about the entire Mission Impossible series, and I guess I mentioned this in my reviews, but one of the coolest things was how they hired a different director to come and direct all of the Mission Impossible movies. We haven't had the same director direct like 2 Mission Impossible movies. We've only had 1 director per 1 movie. And last movie we had Brad Bird. We've also had J.J. Abrams in the past. This movie, Rogue Nation, our director is Christopher McQuarrie. And one of his better known films is actually a film I enjoyed, which also starred Tom Cruise, and that's Jack Reacher. So when I heard McQuarrie was doing Rogue Nation, I said, nah, alright, he did a good job with Jack Reacher, you know. Rogue Nation's gonna be pretty good. And you know what? I was right. Rogue Nation is great, guys. It's unbelievable, really, just how good the Mission Impossible movies have gotten and rose in quality over the years. Because, yes, if you've seen my reviews, you know my feelings on Mission Impossibles 1 to 4. But in my opinion, and I'll leave like a brief ranking of how I would rank all these movies, I guess towards the end of the video. But, like, it's amazing how they've only gotten better and better in quality with basically each movie. I would say probably the only 2 that weren't as strong, or one of the ones that wasn't as strong, was Mission Impossible 2, which is just a tad below Mission Impossible 1 for me. Other than that, these movies have gotten better. They've had bigger budgets. They've had bigger casts. And they've ultimately been a lot more compelling. And that's one of the best praises I have to give Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Because apart from, like, I don't know, like, the opening scene they picked to open this movie is great, okay? It's Tom Cruise back in his element doing amazing, incredible, unbelievable stunt work like he did with the Burj Khalifa in Ghost Protocol. Again, he's doing that with this movie in the opening scene. Then we get, like, a little bit of a slow period in the beginning, and it's fine, I'm good with it. Then we get to a couple of high-stakes scenes, and I tell you, I kid you not, I am into this movie. This is one of my favorite movies of the summer so far, guys. It's one of the most entertaining movies you're going to watch of the summer so far. It's Mission Impossible 5. What more do I have to say? It's the 5th Mission Impossible movie. They've only gotten better. Of course you should go and see this movie. It's funny, it's entertaining, it's exciting, it's filled with incredible action set pieces yet again. I mean, like, I didn't know how they were going to top the Burj Khalifa sequence in Ghost Protocol. And I'm not saying they have with Rogue Nation, but they still find ways to give us these incredible action set pieces that, 1, we've never seen before, and 2, are not only entirely riveting and riddled with tension, as we fear for these characters that we've grown to love over this series, namely Ethan Hunt. I mean, we've even grown to care for Simon Pegg's character, Benji, and he's only been in 3 movies now. That alone just blows my mind. But yes, the action set pieces in this movie are incredible. The film was very well directed by Christopher McQuarrie. I gotta give him a lot of props. Not a lot of people cared for Jack Reacher. This is probably his best directed film in comparison with Jack Reacher. I think that he had a lot on his hands yet again with Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. I don't think the scale or scope was as large as Ghost Protocol, but I think it was up there because of all the different set pieces. I mean, but they had to work with a whole building in Ghost Protocol. Like, they had to shoot on the tallest building in the world. Okay, Christopher McQuarrie, they have to shoot unbelievable underwater sequences and chase scenes, and all of those work incredibly well in my opinion. And again, like, the same thing can be said about the cast. I love these actors. I've really become fond of the Mission Impossible team. Of course, with Ethan Hunt at the head. Tom Cruise, man, I mean, with his age and the fact that he's still able to get out there and kick some serious ass and just be the awesome, slick, just completely overconfident action hero that he is, it's great. And he is great yet again as Ethan Hunt. There's no surprises here. His little facial reactions to everything. He's perfect, okay? He's Tom freaking Cruise. He can do anything at this point. He risks his life on these big sets, and he does it just for the fans to just make us say, holy crap, what a movie and what effort these filmmakers are putting into this movie. And the cast as a whole is very, very good this time as well. I mean, again, we have returnees. Simon Pegg is Benji, who killed it in this movie yet again. It just provides so much hilarious comic relief in this movie. He's got some of the funniest scenes, and this is probably the funniest Mission Impossible movie I've ever seen. Yeah, I would say this is the funniest movie. The entire sequence right after the underwater scene, which leads right into another chase scene, that whole scene is filled with so many numerous funny things that happen. Not just Tom Cruise, Tom Cruise just... No, I mean, not just Simon Pegg. Tom Cruise does something funny. Ving Rhames and Jeremy Renner come into the scene and do something unbelievably funny. I mean, everyone was just perfectly contributing to this movie. So again, Simon Pegg, great. Ving Rhames as Luther Stickle. That was one of the only unfortunate things of Ghost Protocol. He was not in the movie that long at all. He's in this movie a lot more, and again is back in his element and has a lot more to do. And then, of course, Jeremy Renner back as Brandt is great. I thought Jeremy Renner did a great job in Ghost Protocol. I think I like where his character is going in this movie. He specifically is trying to keep the CIA off of what remains of the IMF, and I really like what struggles he had to go through in this movie specifically. And I think Alec Baldwin also brought something interesting to the table with Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. I'm not spoiling anything, but the last shot of the movie with what is revealed, that was great. Okay, that completely unexpected. Did not see that coming at all. I would say our female protagonist, we always have a female agent, whether she's an agent or just a character in the movie. Usually the eye candy, yes, good eye candy as well. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. Rebecca Ferguson, there we go. Had to look at the poster, guys. Yeah, she's the eye candy in this movie. But yes, her character had a lot of different things to do with the story, and specifically, I don't want to get into specifics, but dealt with a lot of twists and turns. That's all I want to say, without ruining anything. You don't know, that character's very unpredictable. I'm going to put it at that, and I love that. So every character brought something to this movie, in my opinion. I would say the only downfall in comparison with this and other movies is we lost that sort of aspect of the team working, mainly because it's really just Ethan Hunt on his own for the first half of this movie, and then he gets Simon Pegg to help him out and find out what the Syndicate is. And because of that, we lose what was so awesome about Ghost Protocol or Mission Impossible 3, where they really utilized the team very well, and each team member was very beneficial to the movie, and we had that whole thing of teamwork going on. Nevertheless, that's not a complaint or anything, I just wanted to make that known. Again, film was very well directed, very incredible shots. That entire underwater sequence, I really thought they were going to go for the one take, and I was like, please go in one take, don't cut, don't cut. And they did, but I was fine with it, it worked. I was so immersed into that scene and into the movie in general. Overall, there were so many great scenes that were very well crafted action set pieces that really, really worked for me. There is a really quiet scene set in an opera that really worked. It was tension riddled. We had no idea what was going to happen there. Again, the underwater sequence that we saw in the trailer, marketed in the trailers. I don't want to spoil it or anything, but it's the most exciting moment in the entire movie. I gasped out loud in one moment in that sequence. Okay, when a movie is able to affect me that much, I love that. There's a couple of great chase sequences here or there, but overall, the third act of this movie, of the entire franchise, this movie has the best third act of all the other Mission Impossible movies, because two very unexpected things happen come the third act. The stakes are incredibly high, and this is Ethan Hunt at his best in terms of how he's thinking logically and what his thought pattern is. Two great surprises, and all of that just really, really worked for me. I thought that the villain got more compelling come the third act, or the overall villain, and that's one of the other best things working for Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. The Syndicate is just not one person. It's many people, and that's what I really liked about this movie. This movie, I have to commend it, because it probably has the best villain in the franchise, in the Syndicate as a whole. Alright, now it's very tough to put that in comparison with Philip Seymour Hoffman, or, even Michael Nyquist from Ghost Protocol. But the Syndicate as a whole is the villain, therefore it is the best villain of the series in my opinion, because they worked. They were sinister, okay, they had very well thought out plans, and they seemed to always be a step ahead, especially the leading terrorist of the whole organization of the Syndicate. And Tom Cruise was just like, I'm going to get this guy no matter what I do, okay, and it was great, okay, that whole that whole cat and mouse was great. I really love this movie, guys. What can I say? I had fun with it. It's probably the most fun I've had in the movies all summer long. One of the most fun movies you're going to watch this summer. It's action-packed. It's riddled with tension. It's got an incredible third act, an amazing climax, and great performances, a great star-studded cast as always. Locations they shot at, the action set pieces they put together, the music, the theme, all that really, really works and just ties in perfectly to this movie. All that just makes this a really fun and entertaining summer blockbuster. And in the end, I'm going to give Mission Impossible Rogue Nation a solid grade of a 9.25 out of 10, or a grade of an A. This is A minus. This is a highly entertaining espionage, summer blockbuster, espionage, thriller, action film, great action scenes. Unforgettable action scenes, I should say. If I had to complain about anything, I would say that they skipped like 6 months. They fast forward like 6 months early on in the movie. A little bit of a letdown. And there were a few cuts in one of the chase sequences that I felt were a little disorienting. Other than that, everything else worked for me with this movie. I wouldn't say this is better than Ghost Protocol because that movie just blew my mind. This movie does too in numerous scenes, and I can't wait to watch it again. But I still don't think any scene in this movie compares to the Burj Khalifa sequence. That's just my personal opinion, though. So, guys, that's Mission Impossible Rogue Nation for you. 9.25 out of 10, or an A minus. It's one of the best movies of the summer. You know what? I know I have to rewatch Mad Max Fury Road. I like it more than Mad Max Fury Road, okay? I know I gotta rewatch it. Don't kill me. Don't slit my throat. Don't hunt me down in public. I know I gotta rewatch Mad Max Fury Road. With that said, guys, what did you guys think of Mission Impossible Rogue Nation? Let me know down below in the comments. Are you fans of this series? And if you are, let me know what your ranking of this series is. I'm going to rank the films as Ghost Protocol, number 1, number 2, Rogue Nation, number 3, Mission Impossible 3, number 4, Mission Impossible 1, and number 5 is Mission Impossible 2. That's how I'd rank this series, guys. Let me know what you thought of Rogue Nation down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.